Hi, I'm John from Columbus Public Library, and this is Learn to Code at the Library. For this video series, we're going to learn how to build web pages using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. To follow along, all you need is a personal computer. This class is beginner friendly, but you'll need basic knowledge of how to use your computer's file system and web browser. One of the hardest parts of learning to code is getting started. Fortunately for us though, coding is easier now than it has ever been. In these videos, we will create a web page without having to download or install any complicated software. We're going to use the website glitch.com. Glitch is a great service that allows us to build our own websites easily and for free. You won't even need to download or install any apps or files, and you don't even need to register or give any personal information to them. You're able to click on this New Project button if you want to start from scratch, but if you want to follow along with this video, then visit this URL instead. This will take you to a pre-made template that we'll use in this video. So once you load that page, you'll see something that looks like this. If you scroll down to close to the bottom of the page, you'll see this button on the right side that says Remix Your Own. Click on that. That will generate your own version of the project that you can edit. Be aware, code in Glitch is public by default. This is all online. So don't put any personal or private information in your project or anything that you don't potentially want anyone else to see. You can, if you want, click up here on the top left corner. This will bring up a menu. You can make your project private if you want. And you can also, of course, delete it when you're done, which will completely erase it. First, we're going to learn about HTML. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. The markup part of that means that it's used to create documents. If you've ever done a lot of work with Microsoft Word or Google Docs, then a lot of the HTML concepts may look kind of similar. Ultimately, every single web page is a document. Everything from a basic web page to Facebook Messenger to Glitch itself is all powered by HTML. So once we're all ready to get started, what we want to do is go over to the left sidebar here. We've got a list of a few different files. The one that we're interested in is index.html. On web servers, index is always the name of the default page for a directory. So, for example, when you go to a website like google.com, your browser is really loading google.com/index.html. If we click on index, we'll get this. This is what HTML code looks like. Let's go over a few of the basic things that we're looking at here. So this first line at the very top that says doc type HTML, that's just telling the computer what type of document it is. It's an HTML document. Pretty simple. You don't really have to worry about that too much. That's never going to change. Now the big thing that we need to think about are these blue tags here. These are called elements or tags. The way they work is very important. They're kind of the building block of all HTML. So elements always have angled brackets around their names. The way you write an element is just, you take the name of it, like title, for example. You put it inside this opening angled bracket and the closing angled bracket. Now, in this one, for example, we're looking at title here. When we write it, that opens the element. And so to close it, we have to go over here. You just write the same name again, only put this / before the name. That closes it. So everything in between that opening and closing tag, that is inside the element. So basically, we're just telling the computer everything on this line right here, that is the title of this page. So the other important thing about HTML elements is that they can have attributes. We can see one right here. So an attribute always comes after the name of the element. So right here it comes after the HTML tag, but it's still inside the brackets before the closing bracket. Lang in this case, it's short for language, and then equals EN in quotations. EN stands for English. It's just telling the computer that the language of this document is English. But whatever the attribute is, it's always going to basically look like this. Have the name of the attribute, equal sign, and then whatever it is in quotation marks. One more thing that you're going to see here is all of this gray text. These are all comments. And an HTML comment, it's indicated by this opening bracket, an exclamation mark, and these two dashes or hyphens. And then it's closed over here. A comment is basically ignored by the computer. Anything you put inside this, any of that gray text, it doesn't matter. It's the computer just ignores it. It won't show up on the page. You can put anything you want there. I've only included these comments here to give myself notes on what we're going to do so I don't forget while I'm looking at the screen. Let's get down to business. Let's take a look to see what this page looks like right now. Click up here where it says show with the sunglasses. Click on that. And it gives us a couple of options. We can show it in a new window or next to the code. Let's do it next to the code. That's a lot simpler. And this pane pops up over here. And as you can see, there is nothing there. It is a blank page because we don't have any actual content on our page yet. Let's go ahead and change that. I'm going to come back over here to the web page, add another line, and I'm just going to say, hi, welcome to my page. And as you can see, as if by magic, it appears on this pane next to it. Now this is the exciting part of coding because we can start just typing whatever we want over here and have it appear on this other side of the screen. And it doesn't look very fancy right now. It's pretty basic, but it's like building anything. It starts off with a very basic foundation, but you can just keep on adding stuff to it and making it more and more complicated until it's done the way you want it. If you'd like to follow along as we build the rest of our web page, then tune in for our next video. Otherwise, this is your new project. You can do whatever you want with it.
We are springing into summer learning at the Chattahoochee Valley Libraries, and the program you just attended is one of the ways you can earn completions. Just go to cvlga.org and look for Spring into Summer Learning. You can register yourself and your family online, and then start reading and attending our online events. That's all you have to do. We're giving away weekly gift certificates, and every completion you make enters you into a grand prize drawing for tablets, games, gifts, and more. Remember, you have to register to win, cvlga.org, and we'll see you online again real soon.